Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the full mug for another brew day. Today we are brewing a smash pale ale, single malt and single hop. So the idea is to get end up with a pretty straightforward pale ale that goes nice with food, that pairs well with a little bit of everything. That's a refreshing summer beer. And also, on the other hand, also to try a kind of hop I've never used before, the New Zealand hop called Nelson Sauvin. So we will be using 4.5 kilos of Maris Otter, 55 grams, several additions of Nelson Sauvin hops, and the M44 West Coast yeast from Mangrove Jacks. The pale malt is malt I use a lot. I know it and I like it very much. This yeast will get me close to 80% attenuation. We will be mashing at 66 to have a very nice single infusion at 66 degrees to get a nice fermentable wort and to finish with a dry beer. And this yeast is really well, can heat well through sugar and finish close to 80% attenuation. So without further ado, let's start brewing. I want to show you the crush. Cannot be very fine crush for the Grainfather, but just broken the grain without creating too much flour, without crushing it too much. See? Meanwhile, I had brewing water heating up. 66. We won't lose lots. We won't lose much temperature when going in, so I usually keep it on 66 or the target temperature. Add the grain, recirculate after 1 minute. It's again 66. We lose 1-2 degrees maximum Celsius, and then just recirculate 1 hour and check conversion, and normally it's ready to start boiling. I think I forgot last time to show you this part, but it's pretty much going in like in a traditional mashing tun. The mashing tun, just like the Grainfather here, the idea is to avoid dough balls and adding grain slowly and stirring up the mash a little bit. So this is my first hop addition, 30 minutes. I skipped bittering hops to just try to get the most out of flavor, some bittering and aromas with the last hop additions. So here is the first Mr. Nelson floating around in the hop bag. I will add the hops in bags. Just the last hop addition, the Whirlpool hops, will be without a bag. Otherwise, the hop flowers, the hop cones can choke a little bit the filter and the bump system, but a little bit is good to create also a filtering system. I don't know why, but today I see lots and lots of small bits and pieces. So between two hop additions, time to crack one of the last brown porter I brewed last year, already in the Grainfather. This is a 5% ABV brown porter. So let's crack it open. So this is final bricks, where we will end 4-5 points below. Plants, why? I don't know. I have less evaporation. I have I will end up with 2 more liters. I could here add sugar, dry malt extract, or simply end up with more IBUs and boil for longer. But I will. I'm satisfied. It will end up with a 5.1, 5.2% ABV instead of 5.5. It's not a big deal for this style of beer. Connecting the wort chiller and start recirculating. This will sanitize my chiller and at the same time create here the whirlpool. So the brew day is done. I found my problem. So it was with the sparge water calculations. I added 2 liters of sparge water, 2 extra liters. So I came up with 2 more liters of beer, and with a final gravity of 1048, 1049 instead of 1054 as planned. It's not it's not a big problem. We will end up with a 5%, around 5% ABV instead of 5.5. This style of beer, it's not a problem, and actually with an extra 2 liters, it will be nice. So the wort has cooled down to 90 degrees Celsius. I've pitched the yeast. I will ferment it 3 weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks at 18-19 degrees. Maybe cold press it and then just bottle and keg. I won't do secondary fermentation. You can find everything, the recipe as usual at my blog at www.thefullmug.com. I will drop there almost a copy paste of all the Brewer's Friend software data. The wort is a little bit cloudy, too cloudy. I think the crushing, maybe I've crushed it too fine in the end. Sometimes that mill just tightens up during the milling process, and in the end it's crushing. It's just in a finer crush than when we start. So, but it's not such a big deal. I will cold press it and maybe even add a little bit of gelatin to clear up, and before bottling. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Expect an update, tasting notes within a few weeks, and see you next time. Cheers.